Missing the healthier, happy you? Sweating away with crushing workouts yet nothing burns fat? No worries!
The first Thanksgiving. American schools generally teach a conventional story about the meeting of Pilgrims and Indians that finished with an amazing dinner. The end. But there's more to the tale. This video will explain the events around the first Thanksgiving and how it's not the image ingrained in tradition. At the start of the 17th century, southern New England was home to a variety of busy communities within several confederations. These were the people of the first light, and they called their home the Dawnland. Political leaders were known as sachems and had been trading with Europeans for over 100 years before the Pilgrims. Relations soured only after deceitful Europeans kidnapped locals to sell as slaves. Permanent European settlement was impossible due to the already high population of native occupants. But in 1616, tradesmen introduced a disease to the Dawnland, whose inhabitants died in droves from a lack of immunity. In 3 years, up to 90% were wiped out in several confederations, including the Wampanoag. Their head sachem, Massasoit, was aware of how close they were to being subjugated by their unafflicted enemy, the Narragansett. He was determined to save his people from such a fate. This was the political world the Pilgrims were about to enter. The Pilgrims were not called Pilgrims by their contemporaries. They were known as Separatists, a branch of the English Puritans. King James hated Puritans and began persecuting them in 1604, so the Separatists fled to Holland, where they were free to worship. But because they feared losing their national and communal identity, the congregation wanted a new place to plant their church. They decided on America and asked King James for a patent that would grant them rights to build a colony. They planned to make a profit catching fish to pay off the debts to their investors. The Mayflower set sail on September 6th. 2 months later, Cape Cod was spotted and 16 men were sent ashore to inspect the area. Unfortunately, the settlers didn't know how to fish and food was running out. They resorted to stealing from graves, homes, and storage pits to keep everyone alive. Then came their first hostile encounter with natives, but no one was killed. On December 12th, they reached New Plymouth. They did not land on any specific rock, but folklore insists they did. Construction began in January. By winter's end, 44 settlers would be dead from bad conditions. In March, they were surprised when a man named Samoset walked into New Plymouth, greeting them in English. He told them they were building on top of a village called Patuxet, whose residents had all died from the recent epidemic. It belonged to the Wampanoag, and their chief, Massasoit, was watching them. The settlers were eager to trade, so 5 days later, Samoset returned with furs and companions, including Tisquantum. Known famously as Squanto, he had come to tell them in perfect English that Massasoit had arrived. After years of dealing with Englishmen, the sachem did not trust the newcomers. Edward Winslow was sent to be a hostage and declared the settlers' peaceful intentions. Satisfied, Massasoit walked into New Plymouth and was regally greeted by the governor. A peace treaty was created, ensuring mutual protection if attacked by enemies. With the help of Squanto, New Plymouth settlers began to fare better. He taught them how to grow crops and was absolutely vital as an interpreter. To the Separatists, he was a gift from God. But in fact, Squanto had been kidnapped from Patuxet in 1614 and shipped to Spain to be sold into slavery. He ended up in London at the home of a merchant who taught him English and arranged for Squanto's return to the Dawnland in 1619. But Patuxet was now gone, wiped away by the epidemic. Massasoit took him in with suspicion because of his years abroad, but needed a translator to parley with the newcomers. He eventually sent his warrior Hobamok to live among the settlers and keep an eye on Squanto. By fall, the settlers had a bountiful harvest and a feast was held to celebrate. Massasoit showed up with 90 warriors and 5 deer for the meal. For 3 days, the English and Wampanoag ate and entertained one another. This was the famous first Thanksgiving children learn about in school. However, the word Thanksgiving would not have been used by these settlers to denote a harvest feast. For Puritans, a day of Thanksgiving was a day of fasting while giving thanks to God in prayer. But the story of Pilgrims and Indians does not end here. During New Plymouth's first year, Squanto had been up to something. Realizing his substantial power as the only English speaker of his people, he conceived a plan to overthrow Massasoit. He persuaded locals he could command the English to make war or peace at his will. Hobamok was suspicious of Squanto and warned Governor Bradford. Soon enough, they discovered Squanto's plot and informed Massasoit, who was furious. He demanded Squanto be handed over for a swift execution. Bradford refused. The interpreter was too valuable to give up. But according to the treaty, Squanto's life belonged in the hands of his sachem. Bradford finally conceded. He was about to hand over Squanto when an unidentified ship appeared. The alarm it caused delayed Bradford and worried Massasoit's envoys. Angered and impatient, they left. The ship carried 60 Englishmen planning to build a colony near Boston. They abused the Massachusetts locals, initiating a conspiracy to kill the colonists. Warned about the plot, New Plymouth's leaders launched a preemptive strike to save their impudent countrymen. It bought peace for a time. In that time, more Puritan settlers arrived, soon outnumbering the natives. And while the Pilgrims' Treaty with Massasoit lasted until the Sachem's death, other Puritans were not concerned with such alliances. Their fanatic religious principles ensured no peace between the two cultures could last. To Puritans, Native Americans were the other, wild, savage, godless. With such an ideology, the outcome was inevitable. If they did not convert to Christianity and surrender their cultural identity, they had to be eliminated. The first Thanksgiving was a brief moment of harmony between two worlds, but sadly it was short-lived. The capitalist opportunities the Dawnland presented, combined with zealous puritanical beliefs, were incentive enough to wipe away the native inhabitants. There is nothing wrong with sharing a feast of thanks with loved ones, but remember the true events that started the holiday, and not the fairy tale.
finds himself an exile in his own land. Exile. The Negro is still languished in the corners of American society. Finds himself an exile in his own land. The Negro is still languished in the corners of American society. Finds himself an exile in his own land. The Negro is still languished in the corners of American society. Finds himself an exile in his own land. The Negro is still languished in the corners of American society. Finds himself an exile.
Aborigines, which means what? Black folks. You never find a white aborigine. Aborigines are called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people. You and I are...
What's good, y'all? What's good? It's your boy D. Kevin Powell.
And it's your girl E.G. What's up, everybody?
You know what I'm saying? I got my boy HooterVille. You know what I'm saying? HooterVille just came off of the show.
HooterVille in the building.
Yeah, we about to go in. My bad, I had the podcast. They wasn't hearing me, you know what I'm saying? Man, low and shit.
Yes, hello everyone.
What's good? What's good?
Belated Indigenous Day to all of those.
Yes, happy Indigenous Day.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about that. Y'all seen a little bit of the clips that we played right before the show to our intro. You know what I'm saying? People take that as offensive when you say Indians. You know what I'm saying?
But what's the truth?
Because when they came here, the Dutch, y'all call them pilgrims. You know what I'm saying? They thought they was in India. Mm-hmm. So that's why they call them Indians. But that's old school stuff. Y'all should know some of this stuff.
Exactly.
Oh, shake it a little bit. Get it together.
They teach it in school. So
shout out to Soldier Fortune. Shout out to Shaka L Bay.
Yes.
LB in the building.
You feel
Of course,
me?
I got my man Jack Dan. Jack Dan Killer Freestyle. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We here, you know what I'm saying? It's the day
I'm just
before.
not here, you know, fuck all y'all.
I spy.
My
bad. Shit, my
bro.
bad.
Yes,
I spy. You definitely in the building. My bad, yo. Damn, this nigga, yeah, I should have known the angriest nigga in the building. I should have said something. You know what I mean? Niggas gonna kill me if I don't say shit.
You heard in the corner like,
nah. What the fuck I mean, nigga? Nigga head gonna explode.
Shout out to everybody.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna get one of them necks like that. You seen the thick neck nigga?
Oh,
yes. Oh my God.
It's a
fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Yo.
Oh, play this shit for y'all in a minute.
Yes,
yo,
they got a lot of memes out there that's just fucking
man.
hilarious.
Crazy. Yeah, we got my boy HooterVille.
Yeah,
in the building. I spy.
You know what I'm saying?
On the couch right now.
You know, production.
I'm here.
We're gonna talk some shit today. You know what I'm saying? It's a crazy week. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit went on. Not a lot of shit went down. You know what I'm saying? Well, basically, like we said, this is Harlem Variety Show. And yeah, before I start talking crazy, that's why I looked over at you like, am I talking too much?
No.
You know
We already got our.
We established this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because we both know us being the Capricorns that we are, and we just like to, just grab a hold of things
and take control.
You know what I'm saying? So I gotta, I had to learn. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta deal with. Mm-hmm. Not deal with, but understand. Have an understanding.
Yes.
To when to know to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Hit us up on the live chat. Mm-hmm. Diggydimemusic, Harlem Variety Show on High Radio. Subscribe. And call us up too, 646-776-3818. Call us up. We here. About to talk shit. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't even tell you if I remember that, if it was 646 or 917.
Nah, it's 646. So yeah, hit us up,
See, she be on point. I like
So what we getting into?
Yo, basically, like I said, Harlem Variety Show, we basically give you the rundown of the things that happen within the week. You know what I'm saying? We talk about news, politics, gossip, all that other stuff, everything, all that
shit,
stuff.
all that
you know
juicy
what I'm saying?
shit. Like you want the scoop, come here.
That's right.
Come
you know
to
what I'm
us.
saying? And sometimes, some things, the fact that I look up this stuff to show you guys now is shit that I probably wouldn't know about a lot. I don't really give a fuck about sometimes too, but when you find out, it's kind of interesting. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boys in the building. Ospiz Naisi, he on the phone, he's still making calls and stuff, you know what I mean?
You know, handling shit. You know
got the juices and the cakes and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
You know?
Tell them what's your site. Tell them about your site.
The Edible Baker 1. You get all the edibles, you know, whatever you need, candy.
That's at Edible Bakers 1.
The Edible Baker.
The
Edible.
Get that the.
Yeah. But that, you know, get your candies, get all your goodies.
all of that. You know what I'm saying? All of that.
HooterVille Radio. You just came off this place.
What's up?
Wavy Fridays today. You know how we do, man. Monday through Fridays. Monday through Thursday, 6 to 10. Y'all know what it is. Monday, New Music Mondays. Tuesdays, Tasty Tuesdays.
Yeah, like that shit. I put these niggas on the spot.
6 to 8, y'all. 6 to 8 Monday through Thursday. 7 to 8 on Fridays.
Okay.
Before the Harlem Variety Show.
You heard?
That's what I do.
All day, every day. And if you got some music,
you can send it to onhighradio@gmail.com and it won't get played. You know what I'm saying?
Exactamundo.
Mondays. It don't matter the genre.
Now, don't think just you could be. Don't think because you know you trash. Nah. If you know you trash, don't come on. Don't send it to On High Radio.
I'm gonna play.
You be like, I'm kind of trash, but here's my music.
Listen,
No,
you know,
we don't want
there's
it.
people out there that try, you know.
So you gotta listen. You know what I'm saying? Your shit
You
might
feel
go.
like you got hard, you spitting some shit. You know what I'm saying? Sunday, if not, don't. And keep that shit home.
Facts. That's
You know what I'm
it.
saying?
And you know, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna play it one time because you knew you were doing
Yeah, you gonna check to see.
Alright, so basically, who did he say he gonna give you one shot? You get one shot to be on the rotation.
After that, it's a dub.
It's
You know
a
what I'm
dub. Cause you know what I'm saying, I Wild Out Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? If we got some R&B shit, I'll play it on Tuesday. And you know, Thursday is still under construction.
Alright, so like I said, we here at the Dime House. I tell y'all always about, I call it the Dime House, you know what I'm saying?
Dime House.
Dime House, you know what I'm saying?
We here.
diggydimemusic, so I call it the Dime
Makes
House,
sense.
you know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? We for those who know about the first Fridays, we do first Fridays here. The first Friday every month.
Every month.
Every month.
We need him to get that flyer for me. But also, Sagittarius party.
It is Team Sag.
Right. So, alright, can you give us the details of the Sag?
Would you like to speak on that?
Team Sag. Right. December 8th. We having a party here, you know what I'm saying, here.
Yeah, don't let them get the
Dime
information.
House, you know
or they can hit us up.
They can hit us up and get the info.
Well, you know,
shout out to my babe.
You know, everybody ain't on watch.
If you know me, you know Spy, you know HooterVille, you know E, you know the Dime House. You know what the Dime House is.
Hit any one of us up, you know what I'm saying, to get an invite, let us know.
It's at the Dime House.
At the Dime House.
What's that, Saturday?
And it's December 8th, yeah, Saturday,
December
December
8th.
8th. Saturday, yeah, 2 weeks.
So yeah.
Sag life.
You know what I'm saying?
Big Sag life. Shout out to Dale. Oh. I ain't even gonna start with it.
About to eat some dry pretzels.
Yeah, well, you know, everyone can have some.
Oh, alright, boom. So see, yeah, you gotta wait. He ain't focused.
It's okay. In the meantime, you know, call us up, tell us how your Thanksgiving was to some of y'all, but to us it's Indigenous Day.
Yeah.
Let us know how it was. Was there drama?
Yeah. So
Give us the juicy details.
yeah, we're gonna really go into that and talk about, you know what I'm saying. I don't put down Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a day for family to come together.
Facts though.
It is.
And eat.
To
Definitely eat.
Talk shit about each other.
Home cooked meals no more, you know what I'm saying? Watch a
see the ones that you really don't want to see all the time,
Okay.
but you just want to see. Like, alright,
you still living, right?
You chill.
Alright, go on there. Here's some
All
chicken.
right.
Here's some turkey. Get on moving.
You know what I'm saying?
See you next time.
Oh, you made those cookies? Oh, they good. They good.
And,
You know what I'm saying? That's
Throw
it.
that shit right in the
that's where it really comes from, and there was a time where, you know, I guess how you guys call them Indians,
It is, man.
broke bread with the Pilgrims.
Notice we did that.
You know what I'm saying? But there was a lot more to that.
But the Pilgrims, they were Spaniards, right?
They were Dutch.
They were Spain, man, right?
They were under the
Spain.
King James caste. I guess you could say that.
They came from where?
It was Queen Elizabeth. Not Queen Elizabeth. What was Queen Isabella?
Queen Isabella. They came from Spain.
It was some of them too. It was all of them trying to come over here and take our shit, alright? It was all of them.
And
Spaniards, British, all that shit.
For people to say the one thing that we always hear that people learn that how they learned it was that he discovered
America.
The new America. You know what I'm saying?
Discovered.
You know what I'm saying? Let's do a quiz. Where was the first Thanksgiving held? Anybody?
At my house.
Anyone?
At my house.
Yes.
Anyone?
With the natives.
Anyone?
And the Pilgrims. Where was it held?
Enlighten us.
I'm not going. I know Shaka might know.
Nobody knows.
Oh, okay. Massachusetts. It was in Boston.
Okay.
Boston Tea Party?
Well, before it was Massachusetts.
Boston Tea Party?
It was in Massachusetts.
Chocolate and tea.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so we're going to really get into that. People want to call in and we could definitely talk about that. But the first thing we're going to start talking about, we're going to talk about Little Pump. Real brief. It was just happened this week. It ain't really nothing big.
Nothing.
He had a show. He was at a show, and somebody threw tear gas.
Yes.
And he had to be taken out in a stretcher.
Really? Because that's not. I saw something different. Pretty much, everyone was coughing inside. They were running out, and his fans was going crazy outside. Like, they was on some pump, like, we want pump, and then he came out from on top of his
That's how you said it.
tour bus. Yeah, like, that's how they was acting. And he ended up popping up from his tour bus, like the top. And I guess was just, interacting with the crowd and hyping them up and shit. And I guess that was supposed to make up for the tear gas exploding in his concert? No.
Well, he was in a stretcher.
But
then they pulled him out. Yeah. Then I guess he went to his tour bus. I was going to get to, and then
pretty much,
like you said, they were yelling and screaming for him.
Yeah.
And he was just saying.
So that was just a stunt.
I don't think so. I don't know.
We don't know.
They say allegedly they don't know.
It was a fucking
where the tear gas came from. Well, why would you
throw tear gas?
Why would you even
at your own show?
Exactly.
That would make sense.
And endanger so many people.
You know what? I don't want to go.
That shit do sound right though. That sounds.
So then you should have just bounced off the bus. You shouldn't even performed on top of the bus.
That's probably what it
come in here.
like,
sound check, bye. Let me get this. Oh shit, tear gas. Come on the tear. Come on the joint. I'm out.
Because he did pop up on top of his tour bus. Probably felt like, let me give him a little 15-minute, little 10-minute bullshit.
I mean, he played the such a fucking.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were saying. And he
that's
came
all
out like
everybody really want to hear, but it's not Kanye in it.
Exactly.
So anyway, that was just some
moving on.
shit.
But
just a
little.
Speaking of young, dread, colorful head motherfuckers, your man 6ix9ine. I know some of y'all heard about this stuff. So we was gonna get a little bit into it as far as when 6ix9ine basically gonna be facing possibly life in prison.
Well, I saw 20 years to life.
I mean, he's 20 something now, or he's 20 or 19?
It don't matter. He's gonna come out.
22. He's 22 years old.
So
has a daughter. She's that's
a life grant. So 20 years,
maybe.
your child will be 20 when you come out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna come out gay. He ain't gay.
That's what he said?
Nigga
said. I mean, you got that.
I mean, there's a lot of things that's,
Yo,
that
but
they're saying. A lot of sources like the Shade Room and, TMZ, but pretty much he was arrested on racketeering charges. And it's a whole bunch of them, a whole gang of them, and they charging all of them. And supposedly his lawyer allegedly was like, he's not a gang member, and he just does that because for his rep, the music that he does, it's all an image. And
bad for him.
The feds been on him for a while. Let's keep it real. They've been on him for a while, and they've been fucking with him for a minute. You know what I'm saying? From NYPD, and then it led up to the feds. So it is what it is. Like, we know, you speak that shit. If you doing shit and you know what I'm saying, you don't do it right, you gonna get caught up.
It's a problem for that nigga, man. But the U.S. Attorney Jeffrey S. Berman, right? He said was allegedly indicted for this gang, which included platinum-selling rap artist Tekashi 6ix9ine. Wreaked havoc in New York City, engaging in dozens of acts of violence, showing recklessness, indifference to others, safeties. Members of gangs were allegedly involved in robberies and shootings, including shootings outside Barclays Center and shootings in which an innocent bystander was hit. Thanks to extraordinary work of HSI, ATF, and the NYPD, the defendants will now face justice in federal court. This is from the U.S. Attorney General Jeffrey S. Berman.
You heard?
So you know what I'm saying? He's definitely
he's in for some shit,
trying to make sure that nigga is gone.
No, but I did also see that he was moved to another facility where they keep
PC.
Yeah, where they keep
Bloods and Crips gang
people who cooperate with the
I'm
feds.
quite sure he could find some Bloods to take care of him in there.
No, he can't.
Yes, he is.
No, he can't.
Oh, yes, he is.
No, he can't.
Why not? Why not?
Because then
There's
they
somebody
gonna be
commissary that
fooled
needs
too, my
something.
nigga.
Somebody gonna pay somebody to hold him
They gonna
down
be fooled
because
too.
Not necessarily.
that unless he snitches.
Well, he could still be.
Or he says
might
some
still
shit.
be a bitch.
They gonna be fooled too.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know what I'm saying?
because they
JD,
denied
what you
him
think?
bail. They denied him bail.
You know.
And the Crips
When you-
teaming up, man.
He was
Let's
fitting
say-
to put his whole set,
Right?
all his bread, and
When,
they told him no.
niggas, right? Niggas, He walk in there. What niggas? What you think niggas gonna say?
Niggas fool, my nigga.
That's it. Straight yum yum.
You gonna pay or you
Yum yum.
Yum, nigga.
Okay.
I know what it is.
That shit up.
They like a way, you can't stand it.
You heard? And if he go there with that fucking Ringo head, it's over for that
Hack him up
shit.
right now. Hack him up right now.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know.
It's looking real bad
to the
for
little
that
shorty
man.
though, man. I don't like to see
Yeah,
nobody
we
in jail.
don't want to see nobody down.
fucked
So
this
you
shit
know,
up,
good.
I do. I want to see that nigga get locked up, stay in jail, gets bent over, don't care, don't like
Oh
him.
my gosh.
He thought he was a thug. Now he ain't a thug now. Oh, I ain't a thug now. I'm going to
You know
jail.
what?
Yeah,
in the building.
Nah, I mean, come on. What, he was talking a whole lot of shit. He's always talking shit. Now he going to jail. He like, oh, wait a minute.
Listen, man.
Oh, I can go to Texas. Oh, I can go do whatever. Jay Prince in the make on barbers. Now he in Fed Print talking about this. Oh, wait, please, no.
This is a fair lesson.
Yeah,
Let these niggas
listen.
know. Let these young niggas know too. That y'all niggas can't talk all that crazy shit
That hood.
and think you gonna get away with it
Yeah.
on the airways. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's not.
you talking that thug real life shit, and you
These
in
niggas
videos.
ain't thugs.
You know what I'm saying? Like you talking it,
They portraying
Yeah.
this
but you
thug.
not it. You know
And
what I'm
then the
saying?
fact that he got
Niggas
his
getting
lawyer like
tattoos,
really trying to
put
be like,
dreads in their head,
no,
and
he's
think
not
they
a
tough.
gang member. He's not. It's just an image, but he's real. You know.
Yeah,
And I'm just wearing red today. I'm not a blood. I'm just letting you guys know.
But you know what? We don't like. Again, we
Clarifying
don't.
that.
You know, good luck to
Got the
him.
blood back in him. That's why
It
he
is
going
what
to
it
jail for
is.
that shit.
And you know, we're gonna moving on.
Yeah, now mind you, now he already had all this other stuff going on where he was dealing with some young chick. He went to jail earlier for dealing with some little young girl.
Oh, for rape?
Yeah, I don't think it was rape.
That's what I said. They've been looking at, you know, he's been having problems with them since.
Yeah, he choked a 16-year-old girl. And then the thing with assaulting a police officer, multiple violent parts of probation agreement was he's wilding out.
He's been doing too much. So, but you know what?
He choked her. He slapped her.
They said he choked her.
For what?
Because he's a bitch. That's why.
Yeah. So
they ain't gotta tell me that.
We can move on though. Let's move on.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's move on.
Who your man? Oh, Tyler. We talked about Tyler, right?
Tyler, the creator, the Jaden Skip banger.
Yeah, you know, he said how he went
that
on.
Is some crazy shit.
He was at this show, Apple Music Beats, one radio show, something, right? Oh, and he's coming out with a new album? With a new song or some shit. Yeah, I think a new mixtape or some shit. I don't really know. I'm not buying no. Well, I wouldn't listen to a Jaden Smith album. But anyway, so he was on there with him. He's still talking about Tyler. It's his boyfriend.
Booty. He love him.
Right. So,
he let that cock up his butt.
So you know what he was saying? Tyler is my motherfucking boyfriend.
He said, "This is the highlight of the party. If I don't get it, like, listen, man." He said, "I can't take this shit no more."
Well, yeah. Oh, all right. I'm just waiting for you. Let me finish it. All right. Yeah. So he went back on Twitter and was saying, "Yo, Tyler's my boyfriend, man. I'm doubling down on this shit. And just so y'all know, I'm not fronting. I'm letting y'all know again." That nigga's my boyfriend.
That's my man.
And then Tyler went back and was like, ha ha ha, you a funny nigga. And that was it. So I mean, that's kind of, but from what I've heard now, it's like Tyler's always been like a little secretive, little funny style with his shit. You know what I'm saying? So
he kissed white boys in the mouth and all that.
I mean, did he on his album? He mentioned.
We spoke
about this the last.
Well, Frank Ocean openly said it. When you really think about that song, it's a dope song. And somebody had to really brought it to me. No, because he says, I don't like you. I just like you. It's cool, and we just kick it. Got a beach house. Damn.
Talking about his first song. Right?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. It's a part of the song.
He was thinking about a man.
But he was like,
man. He
basically was like this new experience. You know what I'm saying? That we going through. Like I was like,
it's great.
Oh no.
But see, I respected him for doing that, coming out, and letting people know who he was instead of trying to hide it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, come on, man.
Yeah, it's like, what are you or are you
not?
not?
But you see, it didn't help him none.
Why not?
Because his career.
He's still making albums. He's just not selling to the people
he's selling.
With.
Oh,
no. He's selling.
Oh, he's selling.
The whole point.
I don't know what his last. His album just came out. He got an album that just came out like what 2-3 months ago.
Frank
it's
Ocean,
just selling into another market now. He's got a whole other market.
A lot of
now.
people said like he lost the.
He lost the mainstream.
Us.
No, he lost the thug in the.
He lost that
because now he got a whole other market that's gonna push him and pay him.
Yeah, well, you know. So after that, basically, Jaden took down the tweet.
The one who's his boyfriend, you know, about Tyler, the creator.
And you know, this thing still had nothing to say about it, but you know.
No, because he's gonna go home and bang him out.
That's fucking crazy. That's
all he's gonna do.
Crazy the way
Who's his opinions is not
hey,
the
love who you love.
HBS.
Matter of fact, there we go. Love who you love.
Let's put that disclaimer on there.
Love who you love. It's okay with me. You know what I'm saying? For me? That's what I'm saying.
What's up?
Your man, Rob Kardashian.
Oh man, what's up with this?
What is it? Oh, you didn't even say in. You just said
Kardashian.
Kardashian.
Rob Kardashian.
What happened with the Black China?
So,
what doesn't happen?
He's trying to get a Black China to cut down on the child support. Right.
He can no longer afford $20,000 per month. That's what he's giving her ass. $20,000.
Why do somebody need that much money for a kid?
Okay.
Honestly, that's the minimum right there.
You gotta understand.
And that's the minimum. You so right.
Minimum for who?
That's a minimum. Multi-millionaires.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the lifestyle you lead. You lead a lifestyle. Your child grows up in that lifestyle.
Let me tell you
are demanded to keep that lifestyle going for that.
Puffy was paying his first baby mom $30,000 a month. That shit went up to $100 and something thousand a month, just because his albums went
because he
platinum.
went to a different tax bracket.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, makes sense.
Twins cost a lot, you know.
Hello.
This was before the twins, though, right?
But where?
No, but was
this
was Kim?
Hit had to be
Yes, Kim.
So this was Kim.
Yeah, Kim.
Rest in peace to Kim. You know what I'm saying?
That's why he knocked her off.
Who said that? Opinions of certain people are not of HBS or Diggy Dime Music.
Do you
Please
understand me?
understand that.
Understand that.
So,
Come out of money.
so everybody getting that child support at $120,000. Watch your neck now.
Well,
again.
there was some stuff.
But hold on.
He just brought a payment to $21 million, so it ain't like he ain't acting like he ain't got no money.
That's why
They
he
did
couldn't afford to
say
pay that.
nah, but they did say it's a conspiracy theory going on because she was about to throw her book out. And
Yes.
We knew that.
expose the
You already know.
I'm not
So
gonna
that's why
lie,
the show was doing.
I
Just
did
like
please
everybody else in
something
the
like that.
business. They always
I did please
overdose.
something like that. You know, allegedly.
Everybody overdose.
Again, it's a conspiracy, but
That's that Illuminati coming in the door and killing you. You don't know who it is.
her book was gonna come out in 2019, and it was gonna reveal a lot of
dirt, industry
that he couldn't afford. Allegedly, again, this is a conspiracy.
And
this is not.
So what's crazy is Matt Barnes, right? So Matt Barnes goes on Twitter and he says to Rob Kardashian, "Good for you," you know what I'm saying? And so China's like, "Mind your fucking business." So the nigga Matt Barnes says, "Back to the pole you go." And she was just fucking hilarious.
Yes, I did. Some back and forth with them.
She also was on Instagram, and she was like, work hard, play hard. She had a Tesla Roadster and a Bentley outside. Like she was fronting a hard body.
See, but here's the thing. Rob feels because she makes more, he shouldn't have to pay her fucking ass all this money. You know what I'm saying? He's like, listen, bitch, you make more than me. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck am I paying you $20,000 a month?
Agreed.
Like, what's going on? And you know you make more than me. So.
Basically, you know the Kardashians is paying that bill.
Yeah, but.
Cause Rob ain't got no business.
I mean,
what the fuck, Rob
didn't he have some type of stock
sold
company?
it to his mother.
Oh, whatever.
His mother bought it.
So Rob broke. So basically, that's mom is paying that bill.
That nigga passed his business off to another family,
So you
so he couldn't get
so you know what? He is the Kardashian that see because of certain reasons. But you know what? He is kind of right. Like,
well, he doesn't want to be on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. He feels he's been embarrassed. So he's not making money from that. So
he's like, bitch, I can't afford to give you that no more.
But I guess the nigga finally losing weight and shit.
But I heard
that's what the nigga.
He's going to start like a sock thing.
Yeah, he's stressed out. That's why that nigga losing weight. That $20,000 is his allowance. I'm telling you.
So
that's his allowance.
And China's, she's on some listen. I work hard for my money too. She's not a stripper anymore.
Oh. Well, back to
She's
the
a baby maker now.
Back to the pole.
She has some cosmetic line, lash cosmetic. I'm not mistaken. That's what it's called.
Her mother was a stripper, and she is a stripper.
Was.
She's always gonna
She gonna go back to that shit when that money stop.
Listen, she getting her.
You see when that money stop?
Money ain't gonna stop. Y'all don't understand. She has 2 kids.
Yeah,
That got 2 rich baby daddies.
Yes.
That money ain't stopping.
But she's also opened up,
She's
you know.
Tiger
But she's
got a
opened
baby
up her
by
own
her.
business, so
But
y'all
what if they're
gotta,
18?
you know,
though?
respect her.
After they're 18, what?
It's 21.
All right. After you got, that's how long
That
you
nigga
got.
Rob ain't gonna
Yeah,
have
but she don't just, you
got
know,
21 years.
she got her own
Name
business,
anyway.
bro. She
I mean,
got her
yeah,
own
she had her own
She, you know,
business.
she kind of smart,
Nobody
you
said
know.
she, no,
She opened up her
I
own
don't-
business and shit.
Listen, how long
get her
China
money
gonna
coming.
last? You see how her mother looked.
Y'all the worst.
I never seen her mother.
No, because there was, not to change
I don't
subjects,
even like. I
but
really know what this bitch.
her
look
mother
like, to be honest
Tokyo
with
was too much. Let me tell you
Her
something.
name
That
was
woman,
Tokyo?
yes.
She looked
Tokyo
like
is something.
You know,
Tokyo in China.
what's this
And
nigga?
she look like Hiroshima.
What's this nigga?
She got with the hero
A cross
sandwich.
between Jim Jones and what's the other? God damn, I can't remember. One of them singers. What's her name? Fantasia Moms. Was it Fantasia Moms who was crazy? She's on crack and shit.
Tokyo Tony's her name. China's mother.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
She's horrible.
And you know what?
Keisha Cole.
Keisha Cole,
Keisha Cole mother.
She in
Frankie,
between.
Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie.
Frankie.
She a cross in between them two.
Oh my God.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, man.
Nigga knew I was thirsty.
Let me tell you something.
But-
Yeah, but you know, Tokyo's not even close
about to go make a
with
run,
China's
'cause I'm
kids. You know, she doesn't allow her mother to see her children.
No.
No, because Tokyo caught her ass.
That's her mother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Tokyo caught her ass. I think she put up. I think it was
bad.
Instagram or Twitter. It might have been.
bad.
But she put up a video basically
She
saying happy birthday to her granddaughter
She looked like
and
the
letting
mama that
balloons
she
go in the
older-
air,
older
and
too.
people was flaming her ass in the comments.
Word.
Like, oh, why you putting that up? You know, nobody
Yeah,
died.
This is the mother.
Because she got
The
balloons
light
and
one
she
is
let them go.
China.
Like saying, happy birthday, Dream, grandma loves you, and she let the balloons go.
Who's that?
Tokyo.
But she did it
China.
somewhere else. Like,
Yeah, because China doesn't
Well,
allow her to
oh,
be
okay.
around her kids.
Alright.
So
She just did that for her.
that's just a little bochinche, you know. Yeah, not
Bonchiche. What's bonchiche?
bochinche, you know, like
No.
gossip.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know,
Bonchiche.
bochinche.
Alita Bonchiche. I gotta say that.
You stupid.
Yo, what else was there? Oh, your man, Scottie Pippen.
Oh my
girl.
gosh. I've been wanting to talk about this. Let me tell you something.
Scottie Pippen ain't dead.
Oh
man.
my gosh, bro. You.
Yeah. Gucci flip flops.
Oh man.
I
That's
can't.
what
Y'all the
I'm
worst.
about Gucci flip
What?
flops.
Your man Scottie, man.
Listen, he's going through a lot right now.
Future begging his wife.
And
Yeah.
That's old.
Well, not anymore.
no, it's
Anymore.
it's still recent. I mean,
Yeah, it happened a while ago,
it
but
happened a while ago.
they
the
just
affair,
recently divorced.
But they recently divorced, and she put out this bogus ass fucking message on IG,
Mm-hmm.
talking that shit, acting like she's so hurt. When it's like, bitch, you been doing you. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it real.
So I'm gonna have her read the thing that. So this is on IG this week. That's why we was talking about it, right? So she went on IG, and you know, because people been talking about her and saying this and that, and like, oh, you a hoe, blah 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 blah. So this is what she had to say,
What
right?
that?
This is Larsa Pippen.
Yes.
Larsa Pippen, Scottie Pippen's wife for 21 years. They have 2 kids, I think 3 kids, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is what she.
Shock, you gonna show me what she looked like? They gonna show everybody what she looked like in a minute. But
So this is what she went and wrote on IG, and I quote: "People are so insensitive to my life and my lover, and I would never say anything negative about him.
lover meaning future. Go ahead.
My soul isn't built for negativity."
Oh, okay. Wait. So your soul isn't bent for negativity. So you cheated on your man, and there's nothing negative about that, right? That's a positive thing, I guess, right? Thumbs up. Cheating is Positive. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
She continues to go, I'll take a beating publicly. People saying I cheated when, believe me, it wasn't like that.
Okay.
He was never around.
So, because he wasn't around,
it's not cheating.
It's not cheating. So, you can't see me.
She's a white broad, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's a Spaniard, but yeah.
Spanish, she's white.
Larsa. Mm-hmm. She's probably, she's a Spaniard. She says, okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. But she says, it wasn't like that.
She basically said that people were saying.
It wasn't like that.
People were saying, that. I'll quote again. I'll take a beating publicly. People saying I cheated when, believe me, it wasn't like that. He was nowhere around. I cried oceans after him. What? I would do anything for him. People saying I'm a gold digger is insane. I don't care about money. I've had it my whole life. I spent my B-Day, New Year's Eve, and just times in general when I needed him alone. At some point, I decided I had to live my truth, and here I am. So, bitch. What the fuck is you even writing that? Wasting your time to write that if you are quote unquote had to live your truth and here you are. So why you feel the need to put anything out about how you moving? It was already out in the public for, you know what I'm saying? Months before.
Yeah, because he made a video. Yeah,
that you was doing you.
And they was running all close up and shit. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't let my wife do things like that. I understand that you have to portray certain things, but when you interact and have those moments with people in videos, like you think about it, that's when Ciara and Future got together after their video. Ciara and Bow Wow got together after they started doing video. I think they were together during. What you mean, before that? Or?
Yeah, like I think that's what led, like they were fucking around before and then they did the video and it's like really what made it official.
Okay, well no, they're making a song. They were making a song.
Yeah.
That's what it is, actually. So, I mean, when you have those interactions with people, you know what I'm saying, it gets you, you get all emotional and shit.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, fuck, you need to put that up for, like, we don't.
And then you doing, she's 40, what is she?
She is 44 years old.
44 years old.
She's 44 years old, been with her husband 21 years, had an affair.
Mm-hmm.
Publicly,
so
because
if she had that one publicly, that's not the first she had. Because Scotty was never around. He's a ball player.
I mean, but he stopped doing.
Some of them kids might not be Scotty.
Yeah, but you know what the fucked up situation
Scotty's
is?
not I'm sorry, but Scotty's not he's not a baller anymore like that. So if anything, he's doing commentary shit. So it's not like he's wild busy, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he's considered one of the 50 greatest players.
You couldn't FaceTime before.
You know that?
Yeah.
He's considered one of the 50 greatest players.
Yeah.
So, and what the fucked up part is that
Chicago Bulls
now that they're going to get divorced, he got to give her half.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing, right?
All that hard work.
He got to give her number, nigga.
No, but they had, the thing is, they had a whatchamacallit. What's that thing called?
A prenup?
They had a prenup.
Okay.
But he took her back. And there was no prenup on that one.
That was that check.
So
that's why they said she secured that bag and was like,
he's probably going to be spending some paper. You know what I'm saying?
But why? Alimony? The kids are grown. When is she going to get alimony?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, 21 years
when you're
to be
married, what you could just basically, and if you're in LA or whatever with them shit.
She cheated though.
Yeah, but
so
that's
he
not.
Could get paid.
And
she cheated.
That would be the case, but that's not what they filed.
She could find a way to get some money. The kids are still, they're not old.
Yeah, but he can find a way to get some money.
Because I seen what they were filing for. It was,
he could
help me out, baby. We were listening to it.
He probably could keep
It was
it.
reconcilable disagreement.
Something like that. Yeah. Yes, there you go. So
I'm saying, I'm telling you.
It's not even like he was like, yo, she cheated, and he should have, because I would have like that bitch.
Basically, you could say
she cheated
that
on
bitch sucking every nigga dick.
I'm quite sure. You know what I'm saying?
Losing out. I'm getting old.
But see, the thing is, Scotty went broke for a minute too. Scotty went bankrupt. That nigga
These niggas don't be bankrupt. They say that shit. They just lose. They lose a lot of money in their investments.
Scotty spent.
Now he rich again.
Look it up.
Still broke.
The nigga spent $50 million on the airlines, and that shit went it fell under.
He tried to buy an airline?
He tried to buy he tried to have his own private airlines and tried to make it to where like his players could just use that airline, which sounds like a good idea.
It is. It's not gonna make money. Sound like a good
but that
idea.
$50 million was only like the cover. Because when you thought about it,
you gotta pay.
The gas. You know what I'm saying? Gas can cost you millions at a day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So he wasn't even thinking about that, and the people weren't like backing him.
It was just money.
Like, oh nah, that $50 million was just like, oh, you just bought the house. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fix it up, nigga. Like, he was like, wait a minute, I gave y'all niggas $50 million. Like, yeah, we know, we need some more. You know what I'm saying? So that was the crazy shit about it.
Planes, nigga. We say
I mean,
fly.
if it's not some gold digger shit, I see it as just some hoe shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, come on, you've been with him 21 years, and
she got tired of that dick.
Now is when you like.
So she wants.
But my thing is, now you mentioning like this is his second time with them. No, it's because she's smarting up. She was like, oh,
well, you see, why did you
the
bring
prenup?
it
We got a prenup the first time. The second time, I'm gonna make sure that ass don't get that prenup.
So that means she cheated the
they
first
probably
time.
did it for the kids. They probably you know what? And
you know what? That shit don't work.
A long relationship.
You're supposed to definitely sign a prenup then, if you know what I'm saying.
And you signed it the first time.
Not even that, but
you
she cheated on you the first time. Like,
but not enough. I guess it was too much
Love
time.
is blind, you know.
Love
It
blind.
makes people
Stupid.
stupid.
But, does anybody know if the prenup covers any and all?
The prenup was gone. The prenup was gone because they started.
On the prenup, it could have stated no matter how many times we are together.
For me, I don't know.
I would, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Because as a lawyer, be smart enough to make sure, be like, you know, even if I take you back, it's still the prenup is still in effect. So that might be a possibility.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's so many factors to look at.
You might be able to get a copy of that action. Because a divorce is a public record.
Yeah.
So that information might be.
No, but they haven't officially filed yet. Like.
No, but I'm saying since they had already did that first.
Oh, you know what? You're so right.
Well, they've been hanging out. She traveled with him to a birthday party where they turned up at the VIP table. Yeah, she took photos all up on him.
Future?
Yeah. It was on TMZ. That's TMZ pic.
You made the song about it, man.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, it's some foul shit, yo. Like, I mean, and you like 40-something years old doing this shit.
You're 44 and you got kids. Like
40-something years old with kids. Now I know some old thoughts. Don't get it twisted.
They out here.
I know some old ass thoughts.
She's been locked up so long.
It's some chicks. It's some chicks I know that's like 47, 48, 50, something in the club. Hard body. Ain't nothing wrong with being in the club.
Twerking and all that.
But if you like, come on, man. Hard body, like you in the club, like, oh, Saturday night DJ something is on. I'm going. You like,
girl, come on. You like, fuck you going.
Thursday, you going to Thursday night joint because they got free drinks on Thursday.
You know all the clubs that got the
it's a difference if you're an alcoholic. Alcoholics is different. I understand alcoholics go to clubs, especially female alcoholics.
And they get fucked up.
And they know a nigga gonna buy them a drink so they can get fucked up. Think I don't know about y'all little sexy alcoholics.
You know, speaking of alcoholics and drinks, I was in the nail salon today and some woman was like, you know how she be, when she go out, whatever, why do they always gotta send her a drink as far as like alcohol? Why they don't send her like a cranberry or a juice, you know, or water? She was like, you know, and they always want to send you a drink don't even send you water. Like, how you know, and it's
this
true.
This is true. What if I
don't
drink alcohol?
So you should always, fellas, if you're gonna offer to get a lady a drink, from across the bar, don't get her alcohol automatically. Just tell the bartender, yo, whatever she wants.
I disagree because some of them might be like, water. What you get me a water for?
No, but I'm not saying, get her water. You should ask.
Bitch, it's $4 for this water. This ain't no cheap water. I got you that real shit.
You heard?
Go get a fucking what's that? Increasia. You get that Increasia, you be fucked up in the game.
Increasia.
Is that what it's called?
No,
I said it right.
What is that? A new water?
Yeah, that's the alkaline water. What is it?
No shit.
Increasia. What is? How do you say it, Shot?
Essentia.
Look, I said
Increasia. How the hell you get those?
That's you talking about Lucretia. That's some
Lucretia. This one talking about Lucretia.
Yeah. Have you had a
Lucretia. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
If you're unhappy with yourself, this will make you unhappy with your life. The side effect is unhappy with your family, not yourself no more.
That's just pretty much, a little entertainment-wise what's been going on. The little juiciness. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take a break.
Yes.
We're gonna play some clips. I'm gonna show you your man Thick Neck.
Yes, y'all gonna enjoy these.
I forgot the guy. What's the guy? Do you have the guy's name? I guess we should put his name up on the thing. With him? I don't know, but there's a guy. He does like a roast where he keeps talking about like people, and he'll just keep going on. But you could put, you look it up, it's Thick Neck. You just put a Thick Neck guy, I don't know. And then you'll see a whole bunch of things come up with this dude.
Yeah. No, the memes, I seen. I've been seeing them all week.
No, I saw this shit like 10 times. I said I laugh every fucking time.
I'm crying, so.
Yeah, look up the YouTube, Jay, where you get to see it. Oh, we're going to try to watch that joint. Also, sign up. Subscribe.
What you drinking?
I don't know, some shit this nigga gave me.
But
I'm not even drunk. I'm not drunk.
Yet.
Subscribe diggydimemusic.
Yes.
I reopened back my Twitter. Variety Show. So now we on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
We everywhere.
Also, diggydimemusic is on High Radio.
Yes.
Is on Twitter. You could
IG coming soon.
Check that out. Yeah, get the IG. Yeah. So check out these joints that we got.
Yes, and we be back. You feel me?
Breakdown.
Crosses him over into the lane.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Driving, blocked away by Martin.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get in.
Oh man, Harden rockets on the left side. Harden just crossed over Wes Johnson. Wow. Let's take a look. I gotta call the dealership or come up with something. My agent told me.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
I don't have the funds. I can't do it. In the meantime, they've already sent the car off. But I got out of it.
Saying that they got to consider. Ariza wants the ball. LeBron will not.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Whiteside in Miami. There's James on the drive.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Firing that time. Simmons back the other way. Westbrook is 0 for 4. Quick throw,
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Smith the strip. Shot the pass given long. Square shot 3. Allow him to get it going off of.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Defensively. Oh, Curry goes down hard. Landed on his back, hit his head as he.
Point first half lead.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Durant. Oh my goodness, boy, Hibbert couldn't get there in time on.
Clay didn't see him. He got taken from the side, but no one done it.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh no! Oh my goodness!
Oh no! As Singleton missed the shot. Goes out of bounds.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
And saved, and let's see if everybody's okay.
Boy, Knight tried to jump over the bench there.
Moment. This is not a great Knicks moment.
Oh, hell no! Oh, his eyes are watering, and I'm thinking he's going to ask Coach to sit out for a couple of games.
Oh, the unicorn taking it off the noggin in warm-ups.
How can you not?
20 of 30 here tonight. Facing Terry, good defense. Wade from behind takes it away.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Chalmers, Cole, James! Whoa! And a technical foul called on Miami with a taunt. Locker room along with.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
General manager Bob Myers, what a move by Curry. Taken away by the Lakers. Here they come. It's 4-on-2.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
In the middle. Bounce. Larry Nance! Look at Larry Nance! Throw that bait!
To hustle back.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Numbers again, and Mike Dunleavy's
splash. You knew it was coming. Count the basket and the foul. And the Lakers are fired up. And a shot. As Harden goes down. And Harden.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
He's elbowed him.
Oh no. Ron Artest squaring off with Serge Ibaka. Well, we'll take a peek. Irving drives to James.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Misses the jam.
It's a mugshot of a dude with a big old thick ass neck. So I had to do a video on that nigga. He got a neckline like Thanos. Looked like he practiced necrophilia. All the necklines on his shirt messed up. I bet you his mama can't even hang up his shirts because they keep falling off the hanger. You can't never keep him in a headlock. He look like he can bite down on the rope and lock on it and hang in midair like a pit bull. Bully pit neck ass nigga. Now we found a lock neck monster. If he try to wear a herringbone necklace, he gonna behead himself. If I was riding with him, we got pulled over by the police, I'd make him swallow the drugs, the 40 ounce, and the pistol. I bet you that nigga got dinosaur DNA, Tracheosaurus. He have a shell on his back, the human version of Grimace. He played in Chronicles of Riddick. I know he a necromonger. He look like a tree trunk stump with a body. He look like the Swamp Thing. He look like he played middle linebacker all his life. That nigga ain't got no windpipe. He got an air-conditioned vent. I bet you he look like a cobra from the back. He gonna be the new villain in Black Panther 2, the Black Viper.
Uptown Skits.
I'm stressed out. You say I'm acting funny, but yo, listen. I'm stressed out because that nigga, I need his head on a platter. Nigga owe me more than $250K. I need you to get your hitters for this nigga, man. For real, for real. So what's up? You gonna hit these niggas up? And listen, I got breath in them. What they talking?
But I gotta know you serious. You wanna get this money.
This nigga move so. 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 This nigga move so.
Your block was hot, so we pulled up to your block. It was a lot of cops, so we took the back blocks. Your man is a op, then your man got shot. Speaking to the feds, leave his dreads on the block. Now we in the club, hear the music go pop. Say you get a lot of money when your music go pop. Getting money don't care if our music go flop. Niggas talking shit, but they usually don't pop. Mad cause your thoughts suck me like a blow pop. In a drop top, drip me like a top pop. Took her to Jamaica, let her meet the top shots. They say I'm moving funny, waiting to the backdrop. Control the whole bag, strong like a padlock. Took a shot a baji, watch your body back drop. You wanna see a shooter, watch my shotty man pop. And then pop your shorty cause her body's mad hot, mad hot.
Sound violent, niggas they started wildin'.
The Bronx niggas be wildin', shootin' shit up.
Everybody
keep it cool, got my gun in my hands, I hold your life. Poppin' on gun hill, niggas was young, still looking.
Sound violent, niggas they started wildin'.
The Bronx niggas be wildin', shootin' shit up.
Everybody
keep it cool, got my gun in my hands, I hold your life.
For the hood, so it gotta be it.
Straight up off the map where the sticks go crack. Run up in your trap like, give me those racks. Place a Gucci with your hat, put Gucci on my back. Big booties in the back, two-seater with the strap. Niggas used to scrap, now the straps go back. Put it in your back and they never come back. Told you on the track, you really need to relax. Me really getting silly, you can bleed for a stack. Leak on the tracks, scratch to the track. I leak on the track, put deep in the back. And leak on the tracks, the streets is a trap. Uptown on my back, and the feet and they black. White in the summer, getting fresh, that's facts. Money getting low, you better stretch that back. Just another crab in the bucket, get cracked. No, not me, I'ma eat, that's facts, facts.
Sound violent, niggas they started wildin'.
The Bronx niggas be wildin', shootin' shit up.
Everybody
keep it cool, got my gun in my hands, I hold your life. Poppin' on gun hill, niggas was young, still looking.
Sound violent, niggas they started wildin'.
The Bronx niggas be wildin', shootin' shit up.
Everybody
keep it cool, got my gun in my hands, I hold your life.
For the hood, so it gotta be it.
Uptown skid.